I saw the best times of my life slipping away, destroyed by the man who has become famous for all the wrong reasons, dragging him along in a narrative that only I know the other side of. I am a woman's man nonetheless, a beat man's woman, whatever that means. I am Carolyn Cassady, mother of three, ex-wife of beat legend Neil Cassady, who traveled with enchanting and troublesome men, who were booze-stricken and sex-crazy, who would captivate horny women along the way, to freedom, mental freedom, physical freedom, holy freedom, who would come home at all hours of the night to win me back, and like a fool I would accept him, who would then leave again, riding off into the abyss with Kerouac and a bottle of Jack, who would send letters wanting to fantasize about the sex-crazed man that was my husband, who danced all night with Neil, Alan, and Luann, who took Benzedrine and danced all over again, who thought that the only way to reach true holiness was to whore around the whole United States, who traveled through the Pure Land, Mexico, and found Nirvana, who loved only one woman most throughout his whole life. Oh, Kerouac, what have you done to yourself? Intoxication was not a way of living. If only I could have taken your pain away. Kerouac, my one true love. Kerouac, in whom I've loved the rest of my life. Kerouac, if you could have only written about our actual relationship. Kerouac, our times in Denver are the ones I will always cherish. Kerouac, fucker of prostitutes, but loving man to good girls. Kerouac, who entered my life and never went away. Kerouac, who lived a wondrous but sad lifestyle. Kerouac, who once traveled back from Mexico with 2.5 pounds of marijuana and a bottle of tequila and was let through. Kerouac, in whom I sit lonely, hoping you would reappear. Kerouac, who did not get to finish writing about the last 10 years of his life. Kerouac, who was so unsettled that he couldn't believe that our Neil was actually gone. Kerouac, who drank himself to death, mouth filled with blood, and died in a hospital bed. Kerouac, 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 my one true love. Neil Cassady, male temptress, husband to many. Oh, how everyone has wronged you. I forgive all of your flaws. I applaud you for being an amazing father for 10 years. No one knows how truly wonderful you were, despite what you've done and what was written. No one talks about how you would sit down and let me paint you. No one talks about how you loved to write. No one talks about how our children loved you dearly. I sit and I cry as I watch the years go by without you. Divorcing you was a lot, but death really did it for me. I don't take comfort in not knowing how you died. Were you counting those railroad tracks? Was Mexico really the promised land for you? Was everything worth it? Was leaving worth it? Were the women worth it? Was I worth it? Were your children worth it? How about Jack and Alan? Were they worth it? It had to end somewhere. The fast life just hit you too fast. Mexico, a prostitute-filled wasteland that could give anyone a good time. It sure did give you a good time. Carolyn Cassady, Victorian woman, privileged woman, traditional woman, me. How could I? How could I get roped into a life that I did not ask for but silently loved? I knew it wouldn't end well, but just like Neil, I was in it for the ride. Loved two, but in love with one. My heart weeps for both, but my heart mustn't long for none. Oh, Carolyn, I am with you in your little cottage. I am with you throughout your good and bad decisions. I am with you when you look in the mirror and think of the life you once had. I am with you when you found your husband with Alan and Luann. I am with you when you found your one true love. I am you. I am Carolyn Cassady, mother of 3, ex-wife of beat legend Neil Cassady, lover of Kerouac, and an open book to anyone who would have thought less.